And now, before we move into the pre-work proper, I'd just like to read you a story. It's a story some of you may have heard before. It's by way of a cautionary tale, and it's called The Caged Bird. The bird in the cage had lived there for a very long time. Often it would look through the bars of the cage, out of the window of the house to the meadows and trees beyond. It could see other birds flying free in the open air, and often it would wonder how it would be to feel the sun on its back, the wind in its feathers, to swoop and to soar and to snatch mosquitoes in flight. When the bird thought of these things, it could feel its heart beating with excitement. It would sit taller on its perch and breathe deep into its bird belly, sensing the thrill of possibility. Sometimes another bird would land on the windowsill, resting from its travels, and look through the window at the bird in its cage. The traveller would put its head on one side, as if quizzically asking itself how such a thing could be. A bird in a cage, unimaginable. And it was at these times that the caged bird felt most miserable. Its little shoulders slumped. It felt a lump in its throat and a heaviness in its heart. One day, the owner of the caged bird accidentally left the door of the cage open. The bird looked through the door. It saw the birds swooping and soaring outside, the sun on their backs and the wind in their feathers, and it felt a stirring inside. The caged bird noticed that the window was left open too, and its heart beat even faster. It considered its options. It was still considering them at sunset when the owner returned and closed the door of the cage. The bird, for whatever reasons, valued security over freedom. I just share that story with you as a way of saying, please beware. There have been people who have engaged with fruit that will last on the edges, on the periphery, as spectators. Oh, they say, that's interesting. Oh, I like the sound of that. And I just want to encourage you not to be spectators. You have to try some of these things that I talk about. And if you don't begin to do that in the next 6 weeks, when I'm around and when your colleagues and peers are with you in the group, then the truth is that you probably never will. You'll be that bird in the cage, missing out. So be brave, try stuff, and remember, if you feel comfortable, then you're probably not changing anything. And if you're not sure about anything at all, please, you're always welcome to get in touch with me. So on to the pre-work proper. A few thoughts from me on the nature of time, and particularly how the language that we use to talk about time affects and governs the way that we think about time. And that's followed by some perspectives on how to harness the power of the deadline and see it as a driver of good in your life rather than anxiety. I hope you enjoy them, I hope you find them interesting, and I look forward to discussing them further with you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.